Hello, I want to make sure you all understand my perspective coming out of Austin, Texas. It may be different in other people's area, but this is specifically my experience with the Go Wild All You Can Fly Pass. I bought two passes thinking we was going to be able to travel or whatever, but unfortunately, I don't feel like it's actually a pretty good value. And let me show you why. Now, truth be told, coming out of Austin, you don't really have a lot of options, right? So that's the first thing. So you see my screen, I have it already, I've already logged in, and just look at simple stuff. I know that there are direct flights from I know that there are direct flights from from Austin to Denver, um, Austin to Vegas. I've flown those on a number of times, even Austin to Orlando. So let's see what happens if I just type in Orlando. Let's see what happens here. All right, so let's see if they have any flight. Today is the first. So you can see the first problem is that you don't really have any availability on the second. So if I would have, maybe I should record this on the third to see if there's something on the fourth. But anyway, just for today, just so you can see what it looks like, because they say that there is sometimes you can actually book it and show it. So let's go there. Boom. So you can kind of see what it looks like from All You Can Fly. All right. All You Can Fly. So it looks like that date is $109, but of course this is a couple of days away. So as you can tell, that actually clearly is not the most ideal situation. And then also, what does it look like if you're trying to come back? So right now, those no flights are available apparently for those dates. So just want to make sure you kind of see that. But let's go ahead and try another city. Let's try Las Vegas, since I know that's another one that's a direct flight. Let's try that one. Nothing is available on the second. So once again, same conversation. Let's try the fourth. Um, Coming back on just another date and see what it says. So these are the times when actually it's coming forth right now. But I just wanted to kind of show you all what it looks like on these days. The 109. Now you can see it's still 109, but once again, this is not the day before. And last but not least, let's try Denver. Because like I say, Denver is a pretty decent hub for Frontier. I assume that's probably one of his main priorities, main looks. So no flights going out on the second, which is pretty decent flying time. So if I would have done this maybe yesterday, we would have had a better opportunity to see. So, but instead, let's go ahead and try one. Let's say we're leaving out of Denver. Let's see what prices you see going from Denver. Let's just try Denver to anywhere. Let's try Denver to Orlando. Let's try that. Flying out tomorrow. Let's hope that is available for that time. All right, just so you can kind of see if it's available. All right, so boom, Denver, and coming back. Let's say Friday, coming back on maybe the 4th. Let's see if it has it. So you can kind of get a chance. I want to make sure you get a chance to see what's available from a Go Wild experience. Now, I live in Austin, and it doesn't really necessarily help. So if you can see this coming out of Denver, it actually is a decent little rate, $16, $25. So that's not really the worst on those. As you can see, the flights for the non-stops are just at $16. You see it's not available here or whatnot. But if it has like a layover, look how ugly those layovers are. Like you leave at 6 in the morning and you go to CVG, and then you continue on and get there around 5 later on the day. Same is true for that flight just a little bit later on going through DFW, etc. So either way, just different concepts for, well, let's see about what it takes if you can be able to get a flight back. So that's the scary part for me. You get over there, but how can you get back? And how do you plan that? And so, can that be a flight that you can adjust as it comes forth? So, since it does fly out of DFW, let's see if there's a Dallas flight that I can potentially pick up on to go to one of these other destinations on tomorrow. Let's see. So they are flying out. Let's see what can happen. Let's just do one way just for the sake of, let's say, for example, we take a trip, drive up to Dallas and go to Orlando. Let's try that. So let's see what's the best way that we can have some opportunities to fly on this. It expires only at the end of the month. I haven't been successful thus far. So it's $16 if we fly from drive to Dallas, which is basically 3 hours from here, and then take off. So $16. $31 if you do the two-way stops or whatever, things of that nature. So just things to think about as it relates to this, so you'll know how it is. And once again, kind of going down. That was a one way that I selected, but let's see what happens for a round trip, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Um, if we just decided to come back, leave on the 2nd, come back on the 5th, just so you can get a gist of that flight. You'll still see the $16 and the $25 on those. But let's see if they give us opportunity to come back. So $80 if you book it out right now. So just want to give a gist of that, a chance to see what it looks like. So you choose. That's it. Now, the one that I think a lot of people always want to see, of course, is what if you go from Dallas to one of the international flights? So let's try that. Let's see. I think Costa Rica was on here. Let's go Cabo San Lucas, right? See Cancun, Cabo San Lucas. Let's see what that looks like if you fly. Now that one, it basically says you can book as early as 10 days out. You see it's completely grayed out, so no service. Let's try the one for Cancun out of Dallas. All right, so there we go. So let's see if we take off tomorrow. Let's see if it'll show a return date. Come back a week later. All right. Let's see what we got here. Drum roll, please. Take off tomorrow. $74. $74, $84 to Cancun. And then, of course, once again, no return flight. So maybe you got to do that within 10 days. It's supposed to be within 10 days. So let's see if I can book a return flight. So let's do a one way from Dallas to Cancun. So leave on that. And then make sure I can return. So today's the 1st. So let's see if I can find a flight coming back. So you see $74, $79 on those flights. Leaving DFW, go straight to Cancun. That's pretty cool, nonstop. DFW, so forth, right? It's not so bad, but it's interesting that this is $74 for a direct, and then this one is $90 for if it goes through Orlando. Right. So let's try the exact same thing. So we are with the international flights. You should be able to fly to and fro as long as it's within 10 days. So let's try that one. And coming back to DFW, let's go to Dallas. And let's make it, since today's the 9th, let's go with the 10th. All right. So it looks like it does have a flight. Let's see what it looks like. So drum roll. Let's see what it looks like for that 103 coming back. So that's actually not the worst. So your round trip, even on those, wouldn't be so bad. So 103 there, 103 there, as well as coming back being going there was what, $74 and something, and coming back, it doesn't look like there's a direct flight. So everything is going through Cancun back to Denver, DFW, Cancun back to Denver, Orlando. Orlando's not available. Orlando is available right there. So overall, you saw what I had to do, because remember, it was not showing that rate just by me doing a round trip, but by me booking two individual one ways, it looked like it did it. So let's do that again. Let's try Dallas to, I want to say there was Dominican Republic on here somewhere. Punta Cana. Yeah, let's try that one. Let's see if we got any flights. All right, so we can take off that day. And then after we take off that day, do a search. Once again, a one way. Let's see what it looks like to go to Dominican Republic. $92. And you leave DFW 7 something in the morning, and then come back and arrive there at 1:30 that evening. No, the next day. So that's a whole day between the two. Same is true with this one. So 18 hours, leaving 4:47 p, and you arrive the next day at 1:30. So just a heads up on that. Let's try the return flight. All right. So the return flight, we're gonna go from Punta Cana back to DFW and back to DFW. Like I say, I live in Austin, Texas, so that really doesn't help much. So we are still within 10 days. So let's go 9. Let's go return on that Sunday. Boom. Search. Drum roll. Let's see what it looks like. 105. So that's not the worst, but ugly part. But this one comes back on the same day. You leave there at 5. Well, I guess not. You leave there at 5. You get home that night. So that's not the worst. That's actually not the worst. 105. So that's just a little something. I actually am surprised about it because there's been some times where well, clearly, is nothing really good coming out of Austin. So that is the negative because even if I did this Puna kind of coming back to Austin, you see pretty much nothing. Just the whole thing is grayed out. Even if let's try San Antonio. When we leave out of San Antonio, see what other options they have. Let's even just do Denver. Let's just do Denver, see if they got any flights coming out of Denver. All right, so let's try that one. San Antonio. Let's book out tomorrow. Go one way to Denver out of San Antonio. Let's see what the prices are. All right. $31. All right, we're looking up. But just so you know, that is 2 days right there, 1 day, 1 day. So you might leave on tomorrow night at 10:30. You'll get there at 9 a.m. the next morning. So leave on Friday, get there also. That's just a little heads up for whatever you all are seeing as relates to the flight. So just a little introduction to the Go Wild Pass. Use it. I want to just share the screen with you so you can kind of see what it really looks like, and so you can get a chance to really honestly see what the real Frontier all you can fly Go Wild Pass really is. I hope this helps, and I may have not been searching on it right. I think one time I was looking during some blackout times during the Christmas break, but he's also, I think, with me coming out of Austin, it was kind of discouraging because I thought that there were more flights because I've traveled on Frontier a number of times coming out of Austin, and a lot of the flights these days have been just completely cut off. You know what I mean? So going to some of these specific locations before were pretty easy, pretty straightforward, but now it's almost like it doesn't have any of those. So I guess I just have to figure out how to travel to San Antonio or whatever the case may be to kind of see what the flights are, or just leave, midweek and come back another day or something. So either way, just hope that helps and give you a real view of what I've been seeing. Like I say, a little bit of me was frustrated. I actually bought the thing. I've traveled already 3 times on whole different other airlines because this simply did not work for my travel plans. So just want to be really open with you on that. It hasn't really been fruitful for me. It literally expires today. Is February 1st, expires on 29th of February, and I've not used it once. So maybe I should have learned how to do it with more of the local spots such as Dallas, which is 3 hours away, or also San Antonio to book a flight. But right now, it just really hasn't been so fruitful for me. Either way, I hope this helps. And click like, subscribe to Greg.Miscellaneous.